We're here again.
Again.
Why you with me now? Why you here? Why you here?
What? What?
Why you I said, why
What kind of question is that?
Why you here? I know why she here. She like being with Mister. See how she laughing? She like being with the Mister. Yeah. She don't want to, how she is. She's kind of, but she likes being with still. Listen, on Friday night, there's a call that goes way back in the day. You call and say, "What time should I pick you up on Friday night?" She was ready at 6 o'clock.
That is so not true.
Huh? You weren't ready at 6 o'clock?
No.
When were you ready then?
I wasn't ready at 6 o'clock.
I'm not talking about dress ready. I mean, in your mind, you're ready. Yeah, see, when you get silence like that, you know you're speaking truth. Truth, the truth.
I don't know. I mean, I might could have had another date.
No, it won't.
Somebody else could have been calling me.
No, that won't happen. But when the Mister show up, she already know. I told you last time we talked about those sounds that she be making. Those, you know how that go anyway. But she know I'm telling the truth. Sometimes they hate to get me and say, "Okay, that's right. I know you're right. I was like that." So to understand the missus, she's staring in his face like that. Usually I'm correct.
Not
Usually I'm correct. So I'm correct.
Sometimes I just don't want to say what I'm thinking.
Listen, hold on. This is the Mr. Minnie Show. You're supposed to say what you're thinking. And think what you're saying.
Yeah, okay.
I am. But we're grateful. Another Friday night. Ooh.
Sometimes you just don't want to bust that bubble.
I can't bust my bubble. I'm too old for my bubble. Bust. Yeah. It is what it is. In my mind, always Director Mundo.
In your mind.
In my mind. Mm-hmm. So we're here. We thank God for you. You live your best life right now. They already know. You can tell them.
I'm living great.
You live your best life right now.
The best is still yet to come.
Yes, sir. She's sitting next to the Mister. She's living her best life right now. But listen, we got some things in the fire on the burner, no?
If you say so.
We do.
I feel like you now.
We got you got some cheer to him.
I'm just saying that you gotta talk so they can hear what you're saying.
I'm loud. They know they hear me.
Okay.
But anyway, we got a lot of things on the agenda. We have our soon-to-be graduate who has been home this weekend, and there are some things that we have to do shortly. Very short time, and then we just found out that they are having in-person graduation.
Which is a joke. Now they're saying you only have 2 tickets.
Well, it's 2 tickets we didn't have before, so let's rejoice in them 2 tickets.
Only you and I can go.
For right now. But we understand anything can change as long as we get better and the government continues to open things up in a different capacity. That might change, but we still gonna do what we have to do. Well, listen, this will cross my mind when I was thinking about this. But as parents, and then all parents is raising children, and the children, go through high school and then get to college, and things happen before. We look back on things before this graduation process. I said about this other day, and I said, I remember these things. When your child, kind of comical, comes to you and says, "Mama, we're going to go do this," and you say, "Well, Daddy said we could." Or she comes to me and says, "Well, Mama said we could." And then what are you gonna do? Then I call you and say, you look at me and tell me, I ain't say, I didn't say, or said that. So, are they mixed up? Are they just what are they doing? What are they really trying to do?
Trying to get over on one of the parents, that's simply what it is.
So, have you ever fell for that?
No, cause I know mine, and I know. First thing I do is pick up that phone and call the father, because most of the time what she's saying, I'm like, ain't no way in the world he said that. I know he didn't. So I call.
They will do that.
Once
too.
in a while, they
Huh?
have gotten together and double teamed me.
What you saying? What you talking about? You saying about double teaming nobody? What are you talking about?
They'll double team me.
Nah, I'm talking about now child.
You're right, I'm saying. You go over there and sweeten it up and say it real sweet to you, and you it should come to me. And when I talk to Daddy, and Daddy said, because your daddy hadn't talked to me.
She acts like she ain't never got. See, this is an old hood word. She ain't never got.
Y'all had with y'all?
She got by her only. I ain't got nothing to do with it. You have before you. We all have been suckered, conned into believing that this was it. Mama said it or Dad said it. And it wasn't quite that way, but we went along with it anyway. You have been there. We done it. So those, those things. I look back over what I was saying. Then I look back at, oh God, the time that somebody thought they were of age to date, and you gotta put a damper on it, real quickly.
Which time was that when the little boy got
Yeah,
the back door?
Yeah, I'm talking about that time. That little boy. What was strange was when he dropped the candy off and the flowers. By the time he could open the door, he was around that corner. I mean, he came out of that driveway flying. Oh, now that's what in the world? I mean, he had that little truck laid down. I'm thinking, what do you think was gonna happen? We get shot or something?
We thought was gonna happen, but
Anyway.
this thing he took off.
Woo! She was gonna do something to that little fella. Bringing some flowers. How old was she then? 15?
I don't even know. She wouldn't know. She wasn't 16.
She was at South Central. So you remember they started
Yeah,
ninth grade there,
8th or 9th grade.
Ninth grade. But anyhow, she was South Central. That little fella was gone. Yes, sir, buddy. So there has been some things that you had to deal with. Raising children, you're gonna have those times when you gotta deal with supposedly boyfriends, supposedly love letters. You gotta tell them quick, no, you ain't got no boyfriend. That's what you said. No, you don't. You ain't nobody. You were notorious too, cop took by you. She was the Gestapo of the house. I'm trying to tell you, she come. If y'all remember the cartoon when Bugs Bunny when they come in there marching like this here, boy, she come in that room like this. Boy, this one, it was on. Yes, sir, buddy. Let me see you. Woo! I said to myself, God, this girl, she better not ever talk about dating nobody. Because mama is on it. Why you on it so hard? You were on it.
I wasn't on it, but I've been a teenager myself, and I know about little teenage boys and their hormones. And I do. And so I did what I needed to do to keep my daughter safe. I did.
Y'all see that look on her face? Good God, she's serious right now. This time 21.
Just right, exactly. Because whatever happens to her is gonna fall in my lap or in our laps. And so by the time it happens, that little boy will be right back laid down, going around that corner again. And so I have to make sure that my child knows. And a lot of people, I remember one time this man right here asked me, he said, well, did you talk to her? Did you tell her? I said, tell her what? Did you tell her things about the birds and the bees? I said, I don't tell her about no birds and no bees. I said, I tell her the truth. She needs to know exactly where a baby comes from.
You know what I was talking about.
Yeah, I ain't telling them about no story.
Let me tell you about the birds.
That's not what happens. You got to tell them the the truth, and you start at an early age.
Well, I mean, I understand that. But that's something that you know you had to talk to him about.
I had to talk to her about, but at the same time, I had to do my part, but you had to do yours as
And
well.
I did, and that's why I took it with me and showed her what a man was. And what a man didn't do, that's why she went with me. She learned something. Learned how to protect herself. Learned how to do all those things. That's why she's whore right now. And you know that.
Well, she has expectations.
That's
She
it.
knows what a man is supposed to do, how she's supposed to be treated, and that's what I wanted her to know. Just fall for some joke how he tall, dark, and handsome.
We talking about me like that for you. I mean, you can't say all that today now. You know, I understand. Say it again. I like it. Say it again. Tall what?
Tall, dark, and handsome.
Smile when you say it. Yeah, see this woman over here. But that's what we do, you know. That's what we do. We just we went down memory lane. Because a lot has happened. It's just been a joy, and we just do some things. We do some things. We went through some things. Persevere some things. This child wanted to be in everything, didn't she? She wanted to be everything and be in everything, and then she did. She don't even think cost money.
I guess she wasn't worried about that part. She just she wanted to be in these things, and it has helped because she has some things that she could put on her application for school. So it helped her to be in some of those things.
Well, we went to everything. Well, I did too. I know you were working most of the time during the daytime.
Well,
When
you
she had
covered
those
what
trips.
you covered,
Yeah, I
covered,
did.
and then I covered
That's
other
true.
things.
That's true.
We were not absent parents.
No, you cannot be absent parents, especially when you're raising a daughter or a young child, especially a daughter. You cannot be absent parents. Cannot be those things. I remember that time. You know that time no child is trouble free. Every child has a little mischief in it. But there was a time when she had a little mischief. She did something in the classroom. Hey, come on. Go to that classroom.
Well,
she was going, well, that time, she was going to talk the teacher. You remember that?
yeah.
She was going to talk more than the teacher. That's all she was doing. There you come. Then what? You know what's going to happen when you got there, right?
What you mean?
She was going to be embarrassed.
I wanted her to be good. I told her, I always told her, don't make me leave work to go to school.
Yes,
Because it's not gonna be pretty.
So you talking to me, Glenn? But she just mischief. Well, I don't think she had that problem again.
No, because she knew. I always told her, don't go to school and act ugly. Don't go to school and act up. Don't make me have to come to school. You're gonna regret it.
Well, now that we have reached a time with graduation as a class, how can other parents who have children who are either in college or going to college, how can they help their children now that they've reached that place in their lives where they are now away from home?
Well, I think it's kind of hard if you haven't put something in them before they got to that point. It's gonna be hard, but hopefully you've already put that instilled things in them that by the time they get to college, believe me, they're gonna at first they're probably gonna be not gonna know how to handle that newfound freedom that they just got. So there are gonna be some few things they might try. But if you have instilled it in them, and you don't ever get in the idea that just because they left home to go to college that they're grown.
She ain't grown.
No, they're not grown. They're not grown. I mean, to the point that they still have to answer to you. Mine still has to answer to me. She get ready to graduate.
Yours may answer you when she's 40.
No, but I put some things in her,
Whatever.
and I expected her to go to school and behave in a certain way. And when I found out things were going on or something happened or this or that, then I went right back to what I told her. I did not let it slip. So you gotta remind them sometimes of what, remind them of what you have told them and instilled in them. And don't let them get a memory lapse. And then even though they're in college, let them know I'm still here to support you, standing with you.
So I guess the main thing is, if you're going to have someone that's in higher education, going to school, like so that one thing is stay connected. You gotta stay connected to your children at all times. Stay connected. Don't be disconnected from them. I heard something on Steve Harvey show class. I just clicked on it. He was talking about a college student, how the woman said that, of course, her daughter called her all the time. But she dropped her son off. He hadn't heard from him in months. So the gender, men, boys on campus, rarely check in unless they need money. But the counterpart, the female, the daughter, you have to continuously stay connected with them at all times because the emotional things that they go to college campus, you just can't take this. I'm all right. No, you just can't. No, you just can't let them get away with it. How you know? I'm all right. No, okay, let's talk about something. So you have to stay connected to the children while they're there, especially those first 2 years, because you can get your child with those first 2 years academically, emotionally, and socially. Then you can guide them through to this day that we're in now, through this time of graduation. Those are the toughest things to be during that time. The freshman and the sophomore, what they call the sophomore slump, their grades, they're trying to fit in social, they're trying to navigate grades, they're trying to, 1 minute they got a friend, next minute they don't have a friend, all those things. And if you're not staying connected with them, they don't have a sound voice to talk to them and listen to them. It's most important not just talk at them, but listen to what they're saying, so they will know they always have someone to talk to. That's why suicide is up so high, because these students don't have no one to not talk, but to listen. And I don't know if parents or whatever, but if nobody's listening to them, then they're gonna stop talking. When they stop talking, they're gonna start listening to something or someone that means them no good. And then nothing good can come out of that. But I think we did a great job staying connected to her. I'm on the road all the time going up there. I ain't gonna say it, but anyway.
Yes. The first year we were there all the time.
I would have got an apartment and said, just stay
The
there.
first year, probably, yeah. We were there all the time, but it wasn't one-sided. She wanted us there. She called and she either wanted to come home or she wanted us to come there the first year. So we got through the first year, but I also want to say this too, because it wasn't just us. She had some other good people in her life that she was able to talk to, that they continued to check on her. If they were in the area they went by, godparents, they checked on her. Her sister and brother, Felicia Bridgers and Ryan Keys and others, they checked on her, they talked to her, they stood with her, and so we will forever be grateful to you for that. And godparents, they continue to check on her right now. And they were people that would give her truth. And that's the thing, you have to make sure your child is connected to people that will give her truth and that will not be afraid to stand in her face flat-footed and give her the truth. And so that's what they did, and I forever will be grateful to them for that. And there were others, but I know that these people were really there and they were on it all the time, even to the point that godparents would send money and buy pizzas and send food and what have you, and all that's important when your child first goes to school, because mine was so sheltered that she only left her room to go to class and back to her room. She didn't even go to the cafeteria to eat for that first year. So once she got through that first year, and me, I was pretty much as bad as she was.
Well,
But we made it through that first year and things got so much better.
that's true. So if you can remember to stay connected during those times, and then we really gonna have other people step in and help you in that area, then things can go well. But at the same time, you can be connected, but not smother somebody. We didn't smother her. Can't smother them when they can't breathe and learn to live and make mistakes and learn to do these things. But we still can be there. So please do those things. Stay connected. Stay connected, and those things will work out. Also, have them. I say the phrase, check in. Check in. You check in, and have them check in. There should be a time when you shouldn't go 2 weeks not hearing from your child on campus. She'll say 24 hours. I say 2 weeks. But check in. You got to check in. That's something you got to do. Checking in is great. You get us a text. I just called to. Do you need anything? How things going? Check in. That'll help. So learn how to check in. There are proper ways of checking in. Now there's a difference. She may not agree. There's a difference between checking in and checking up.
What you mean by that?
Yeah.
There is a difference.
There's a difference between checking in and checking up.
But me as a mother, I've done both.
You gonna check up, man?
I have done both, and I have. I'm not ashamed of it, and I'm proud of it. Again, because I know all the responsibility of anything that happened would fall back on the parents. And so it wasn't that I didn't trust her, because I knew how we had raised her from the day, from even before she was born. I took her to church. Right here, I took her to church. I read the word to her. I listened to gospel music. I brought her up in church. We go to church, and if there wasn't any other children there, she was there. So I brought her up in church, and I know that when she left here, she knew the word, and she knew about God, and so some things I knew that she would not get entangled in because of that. So it wasn't that I didn't trust her, but God trusted me with her. And so I say this all the time. I pray that I stand before God and He said, well done. But I know when I stand there for one thing, He's never going to be able to tell me I didn't do right by the child that He entrusted me with. Because first of all, when He gave her to me, I gave him back to her. I gave her back to Him. And so I did. I feel like I pray that I did. Now, she is spoiled, but I pray that I did all that I could raising her to please God. Spoiled did not mean that I wouldn't go on her, because I would, and not with just a switch if I needed to, but I would go on her.
Wow, she's just sweet.
I was just a switch.
Listen.
We did if I had to.
Darling, I would.
You would, but I would.
Wow.
No child was disrespecting
checking on. So 90% of the time, probably checked on instead of checking. But either way you want to say it, check in, check on, make sure. Don't let days go by. Don't let weeks go by. Without checking in, checking on your child whom you have sent college and dropped off on campus, and you haven't heard from them. Well, they're whereabouts. These smartphones and all these things, you know, there's some things you can learn how to do and what to do if you are savvy enough. And yeah, they're going to, you know, they're going to appreciate you doing it. So you can make sure that they're safe and everything is well in their little lives, and they are navigating, growing to maturity and becoming of age. Now, the next thing you got to do now, because I had the opportunity to go to the same, it's a different campus, a different era, but you know, to go to the same school that she went to start. So I say this to you: know your child's college campus with regards to what they offer and with regards to how it is, the makeup of it. Don't just send them there. You don't know what dorm is close to her dorm, where the library is, where the administration is, especially if you know where financial aid. You don't learn anything else. Learn where the financial aid department is. You don't know the cafeteria. You don't know where she has a vehicle, or he has a vehicle, where they park. Learn what they have to do. You know, learn the campus, so you go. You know, you can be able to navigate to and grow in. Whether they're doing something athletically, whatever it is, but you got to know the demographic of the place that the child is at. We walk and we talk, we learn some things, but those are things to do. Would you agree? I'm talking to you. I said, wouldn't you agree?
Sure, I would agree. Yes, I mean, I'm sending my only child out to school. I want to know everything I can about the school, about the area around the school. I want to know it all. I do.
Football stadium, basketball, things that they like to do. Life, Greek life, anything they're trying to do. You know, all those things. Some things that you have, you take knowledge, your child knows they really are into what I'm doing. Talking. Don't let it be Greek people. Understand what they're talking about. They're saying they go into such and such space. If you don't know, then you have these smartphones. We can Google the campus and find out what they're doing. There's something else too. They tell you what they're majoring in. You can find out who the professors are. Find out what they got to learn, what they're going to do, what their degree in, what it's going to take them. Don't just be, when my child in school, my child going to be, what are they going to do when they finish? How are you going to help them? Are they taking courses that will help them navigate them to their life so they can be profitable, get a job, and do something when they get out? That's what we should be doing. That's what we're doing now. Navigating to the next level, because there's going to be a next level. You're going to grad school, going to work, so you got to be able to navigate them to that next level. So know something about being knowledgeable about campus life in a good way. Then also be knowledgeable about campus life that's bad. Know what's bad on campus. People don't even talk about that. You got to know what's bad on campus, so you can steer them away from, this is not good. This is not what we do. It's not what you've been taught. So you got to keep them away from the bad things that are on campus. Also, somebody snake watching. Back chicken. just going by and see what they do. Now you ain't.
No, you're not.
No, you ain't. No, don't even take that invitation. Understand, how to do certain things. Because people will, one of the things, one of the amazing things that we had a conversation back about 2 years ago, because like she said, when you raise your child a certain way, they know what's right and what's wrong. She called me out of the blue one day that had in her biblical study, they teach the Bible on these campuses. They teach it, but they don't teach it the way that they know the letter. That's all they know. They don't know the spiritual aspect. That's what you gotta understand. That's why I say go to a college campus, but they know the letter of the law. And she was upset. They were telling her something about it. And she said it didn't sound right to her because that's not what she had remember being taught and remember the preaching that she heard and she was trying to tell them. And so I stopped her in the middle. I said, man, something here. I said, are these girls saved? You know, these heathens ain't saved. I said, so why are you listening to them? And she said, oh, you're right. I said, there you go. They ain't saved. How they gonna tell you? And then so the conversation ended like that. And so she understood, you just can't listen to everybody. But she knew one thing, she won't go listen to them. She made a phone call while they were standing right there. She called. I'm calling the preacher. And I'm gonna ask the preacher right in front of y'all. And she quickly put a stop to whatever that conversation was, and it ended abruptly. So know the good things about campus life. Know the bad things about campus life. And you check on your children, check on your child. Make sure that you stay connected by checking in. Now, here's something that we all have to do. When you have a child that's on campus or in college, sometimes you have to have that difficult conversation. That it can be anything. It's going to be difficult. Okay, let's for instance, she likes him or he likes your child could be a boy. He likes her. You meet them. If your child is a boy, you meet the girl and you tell your child, you tell him, man, something right with her. Or your child is a girl, but you bring the boy and say, something ain't right with him. You don't like it because I like it. There's going to be a difficult conversation. Yes, it is. And so, but you have to have that difficult conversation because when young people are using their heart instead of their head, somebody gonna get hurt. And if you don't have that difficult conversation, then what?
If you don't have it.
Yeah. I'm just saying you must have that difficult conversation. So you see, to you it ain't difficult. It might not be difficult.
No, it's not difficult.
But to them, it is a difficult conversation to them.
To the child.
Yeah,
it's a difficult conversation to the child.
So you have to have it.
But you do have to have it, and you do have to make sure when you have a difficult conversation that you don't go so far as to the child don't come back to you again. But you do have to have a difficult conversation, and you do have to tell them the truth about it. I mean.
So it's like, Mama, he ain't come back. He ain't no good. Leave him alone.
I mean, I don't know if I said.
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking in conversation. General parent, any parent said that child. Well, she ain't no good. Well, no, you just met this. You just met the girl. This is what I mean. I just sense that she just ain't nothing. Oh Lord, he just don't move the needle with me. What did mama do? What did daddy do? The boy might come from a poor family.
He might come from a poor family. He might do. I mean, that's not. But he's trying to better himself, so that's not one of the things I would look at.
But the
not only that, but I look at him and then I observe the things that he's doing from that point on. Okay? If your child, boy or girl, they have a friend and you hardly ever see that friend, or you only see that friend when you go to campus and you go to see your child and you see the person then, I question that. And I question some other things. But if you had right away, your discernment tell you this is not the one, and you tell her or him,
You ain't gonna hear
they
that.
don't accept
They
it,
ain't
don't
gonna take
hear it,
that there.
then what's my next move?
Oh Lord, here we go.
I pray.
Oh, okay. I thought she took that thing. I thought she was down here.
No, I pray and ask the
Let's
Lord
all
to
take
show it to her.
Yeah, and he will, or to him. So when you reach that difficult decision, they don't want to hear. That's why, man. Let's be honest. 9 times out of 10, they ain't gonna listen the first time
No, they ain't listen.
because it's a heart thing. It's not a head thing. They have to. These children have to see for themselves. They don't care if they choose SER or something. They want to see for themselves. They want to see for themselves and find out for themselves, and they know mom and dad is right. So make the conscious decision to have the difficult conversation with them, even if it hurts them, even if they get mad. Still have the difficult situation because in the long run, huh? What I said? Difficult conversation, but even in the long run, it's going to help them improve their life in many ways. That you look back on now, you can say, yeah, this was he or she learned something. And now when they get to that bridge, the next time that bridge is going to come up again, they're like a deer in headlights. They have an understanding, how life, because life can be cruel to a college student who falls in love with somebody. That was an amen right there. That was amen lights.
Okay.
That was amen.
Okay.
But you supposed to chime in right there, you know what I'm talking about?
Okay.
Yeah, you ain't chiming in. You supposed to chime in. But it's difficult. Yeah, I mean, if you ever, I don't even know how to say, if you ever, on campus and love someone, how can you say, who don't love you back, that could be a difficult thing. If you don't have someone to talk to about that situation, it could be, oh man, it could be something that stays with you a long, long time. You got to be able to navigate with her. So, have a difficult conversation. She got no problem with it. They got a problem with it. But don't shy away from having that conversation. It could change your child's life. Anything you want to add?
No, it's well you said it. Have a conversation, and then, like I said, pray, and then when it happens, be there for your child. Don't necessarily say I told you so, but be there to, because they're gonna be hurt. So be there when the hurt happens, and don't just say I told you so.
Sometimes, and yeah, no, ask questions. You gotta ask questions, but don't interrogate. Something, and there's a difference in asking your child something and interrogating your child. Because what you gotta understand is that interrogating them when they have just been hammered by something, it's gonna push them further away. They're not ready for interrogation, but you can ask certain questions in a way that you can get answers to help. And the whole idea is to help, not to push them and alienate someone into a position where they may not come back from so easily. So there are times when we have to learn as parents that we have to ask questions, but not make it flash light in the baby face, pointing light, now you tell me right now, dark the room, the
I
flash
ain't
light.
gonna waterboard her.
She gonna waterboard the child. She gonna waterboard the child. Sometimes that's gonna take her through harsh treatment. Trying to find out something. The child already tore up. You gotta know how to, a soft answer. So it can be a soft question at the same time. You can get more done that way than pushing. You gotta learn how to push past the hurt. So you just gonna go right in with a razor blade, cut up it.
No, I ain't gonna do that. I mean, you and I both know our daughter. On campus, she wants to be an adult, but when she get to that house, she about 5 or 6 years old all over again. I'm saying, everybody know that child.
Everybody should know their child. That's right. I agree with that. You should know your child. But let's make sure we do that. Ask questions, don't interrogate. There's certain times that you can, there has to be some kind of greater question there. But then the other time you gotta hold back until they're able to answer them. Let them calm down, let them understand the situation. Because their whole mindset will change when they learn to see what you see, learn to understand what you understand. So also, and we're gonna close on some of these right here. Also, parents, just be listen to this, understand this. Don't tell your child during their campus stay, or their 4 years of college, don't tell them that these are the best years of their life. Somebody may not understand it, but isn't it? No, if this is the best years of their life, then they ain't got nothing else to look forward to. And when you tell them that, you give them some kind of false sense of hope and security that this is it. After this, there's nothing else. So there's always something else. Don't fall into that thing with telling them this is the best years of your life. No, it isn't. The best days are what? Ahead of you. We want to always make sure, because if this is the best years of their life, and they ain't told you some things they ain't going through, this is it. Terrible as these 2 years have been, these 3 years have been, and you tell them these are the best years of their life, that's a shutdown right there, not even want to go forward in life at all. So sometimes you put things in there that should not be put in. So don't ever, make sure you just stay away from that phrase. It's a terrible phrase to tell somebody that these are the best years of your life, and especially if it has not been. At some point you ought to know what those years have been. If you don't know those things. Now what's this? My wife is gonna end this Friday night on this note right here. I'm gonna let her finish this. Trust your child. Let's talk. You got 2 minutes.
I do. I trust my child, but I also know how she was raised, and anytime you have a child that's raised in church, when they get a chance to get away from church, they're going to try some things, or the devil is going to put some things before them to make them feel like they have missed out on some things. So I trust my child, but I don't trust always the things and the elements and the people around my child. So you have to think about that. Yes, I trust my child, and I believe on most days she's gonna make the right decision. Why? Because she was raised in church and she fears the Lord. One thing, this girl, she loves her father. I believe she loves me, and I don't feel like she really wants to disappoint us. And so I think that is what drives and motivates her. So yes, I trust my child, and I love my child, and I trust God, because again, I gave her back to God when He gave her to me and trusted me with her. So when I need to go, I don't always go to her, I go to God.
Trust your child. Amen. So trust your child. They're gonna make the right decision. as pertains to what you have, watch this, instilled and put in them. That's what you trust. I call it trusting the process. And so at night, you can sleep better when you trust the process. You can know the processor. That's the thing. If you know the processor, you can trust the process regardless of what your child is facing, regardless of what they're doing. And you can trust your child. There are many elements that are bad, there are many people who are bad, but you can also trust that the processor is going to make sure that these things do not go astray or awry, and your child will be in good hands because of that. So, but you always trust that when you go forward. She's that type of person you can't give them that. You can't give them that.
What do you mean by that?
You know, that face get the wall on it and that stuff right there. But anyway, y'all here, we thank you for listening. It has been another session of the Mr.
And the Mrs.
Show. You guys be blessed and have a great night.